Looking through the lens, opinions of three friends. Looking through the lens, sometimes they don't make sense. Howdy, folks. Welcome back to another episode of Through the Lens with the Holy Trinity, except without Patronus Gold. I'm SZL. On my right, that's Zefros.
Top of the morning to y'all.
And today, got some. You might notice my accent. It's a shit accent, but nonetheless, we diving into the Wild Wild West today because episode 2 of the Book of Boba Fett was real, some real wild and shit
That is right.
in the best way. I am not going to be able to hold up this accent, so I'm just going to continue like this. So yeah, welcome back, and we're doing the Book of Boba Fett again, second episode, second week, and we're just going to jump straight into it. This episode, directed by Steph Green, written by Jon Favreau. It's a very, very cool episode, yeah. I liked it a lot. I think in general the actors aren't that much different to the last one, so there's not really a lot that we can add, except for maybe that the director of the last episode, Robert Rodriguez, had a little voice cameo, so we can talk about that later if we want. But I think we can just go into our first impressions, eh? How do you feel about this?
Definitely much better than the last episode.
Yes. They took the contextualization and the explaining. They did it in the first episode, so that for the next episodes it would be great. And then, my God, it delivered. It was crazy.
Yes, it did.
Crazy good stuff. Yeah. And I guess there's not really much we can really talk about except to jump straight into the episode because I can't wait to get into this episode. All right.
Right on.
Let's get straight into the acting. Bangers.
He's great.
Yeah. Obviously, Tamura Morrison is Boba Fett, doing really good stuff. We don't really see much else from the others because they don't really get much screen time. Boba Fett's they're really the one getting everything else. But even if you're talking about like the Tusken Raiders, they like same as the last episode, I think. Because what this episode is, this series I think is really trying to do is give the Tuskens a larger sense of like humanity or like they're more sympathetic role in the Star Wars universe overall, and the acting I think reflects that. They did doing a good job with that. So to the direction, to the writers, Jon Favreau, to everyone involved, good shit.
Good on y'all.
Good fucking on you. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the writing. I think you can kick us off with the writing with this one.
I like this episode's general story arc. At first, we do get a bit of present day continuation from the last episode on the whole assassin situation, and we get a few interesting things from that we might touch on the spoiler zone. Also,
Yes, sir.
this episode heavily focused on Boba's journey to integrate and prove himself in Tusken culture, right? In the Tusken tribes, which I really liked.
Yeah, I love that bit. It was super good. Like it was also very like, what's the word for this? I can't think of the word right now, but it like I guess the one word that comes to my head is like unique. It was cool the way they integrated the like the whole Tuscan story side of things, and how if we know from the first episode, so spoilers for that, I guess, that he's becoming one with them and integrating into the tribe. That's like a really interesting story to go on.
Yeah.
He's becoming part of the indigenous people and being something like that. And it's very cool.
Hasn't been explored at all in the Star Wars series, I think.
Yeah.
The Tuscan
I don't,
tribes much.
yeah, because the Tuscans have always been portrayed as these violent people, I guess.
Yeah. Remember when Anakin kind of just murders one tribe? He massacres everyone.
No, I don't remember the Star Wars movies that much, to be
So
honest.
like after like he discovers his mom died because she got like raided or some shit, he kind of just massacres the whole camp.
Uh,
Yeah, that was
Nice.
fun.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, writing. I think they did a great job this time around. I'd say, yeah, the
Yeah.
focus this time was about the Boba's journey in the flashback, I guess. But it wasn't really a back and forth this time. They did it in a way where it's like first half-ish we focus on present day, then we focus on the past. So that way it's not like distracting. Yeah.
Mm,
Unlike
yeah.
last episode, I feel like it's a bit
Yeah. Um, but yeah, overall, it's much better across all fronts, which is naturally how when it comes to how like the episode is like structured.
Do you have a
Um,
different director? Or is
well,
the same guy?
different director.
Okay, that might be
But
that might have some influence.
I have something to do with it. I think in general, though, it was just like what they were trying to do with the first episode being a really expository episode that kind of led to
Yeah.
everything else. Um, but yeah, this second episode took advantage of that and just uh, hit it out the hit hit it out the park.
Yes. Hell yeah.
Really good. Yeah.
We'll definitely talk in more detail in spoiler zone about
Yeah.
certain things, but I think that's all we can say for now.
Sure. All right. We'll move on then to talk about the cinematography, which was I think this episode, the more impressive stuff came in the editing, and there was like one
Yeah.
particular sequence. Uh, but yeah, cinematography was done really well, especially with what like the main sequence of this film was. There was some really good stuff done with the cinematography there.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess immediately we can transition to talking about the editing and visuals because
Yep.
I remember one scene, which we might go into spoilers later. I think we just need to have like a second. We need to split this episode into like 2 episodes, and then in spoilers, and we just talk about everything, all the categories, and then we just talk about the spoilers in each category.
So you want the spoiler zone to be a separate episode?
Well, in like the same video, if you get what I mean.
Okay, right.
Because I feel like that we could talk about spoilers with
Oh, you mean
everything
like
in
yeah,
one of
sure,
these
sure. I get it.
categories. Yeah. Uh, there's one particular scene where the editing was done really well, and it was had a lot of reflective, like, or like compositing something on top of something, which has like symbolic importance.
Yeah.
Uh, then in general, like
A
the
lot of
action sequences
symbolism used.
were great. Yeah. Uh, always and as always with like the practical effects, like the puppets, some of that was done really well. Uh, what can I say? Except it was done really well. Yeah.
Yeah, this episode, most of the different creatures are practical effects, so they look good.
Yeah. So that's some good stuff. Uh, Anything else before the next category?
I think that's it.
All right, talk about the audio and music then, and Ludwig Göransson. And now I know that he had a partner working on the music. Uh, Joseph Shirley is the composer. So Ludwig Göransson made the themes, and Joseph Shirley was the composer. Both of them doing excellent stuff.
It's banging in this one.
Absolutely. And while Göransson does like the themes, I think special shout out to Joseph Shirley because some of his work with like composing the choir stuff, some of the more vocal music, it is really like set the mood for a lot and was really effective.
Mm-hmm.
So doing some really excellent stuff. I guess same thing as the first episode where it doesn't really have anything that really stuck to us like the Mandalorian theme.
No.
Uh, but well, yeah, that I think what we're getting with this series is just excellent, an excellent soundtrack across the board. Even if it's not
Definitely.
recognizable or memorable, but still in the moment, it serves a lot to to what's going on in the episode, and it's great.
Yes, sir. Quite great.
Yeah. All right. Now we'll get on to spoiler zone so we can talk about everything else in depth. Spoiler zone.
Spoiler zone, baby.
Timestamps on the screen, and we will immediately jump into writing. I don't think there's much we want to talk about in acting anymore, is there? We can just talk about
Yeah,
things
it's
as we
good.
go along. Spoiler writing, with spoilers. So,
Mm-hmm.
what's something? Let's talk about the modern day stuff. You wanted to touch on that?
All right. First of all, we've been introduced to the Black Wookiee man. What's his name?
I forgot. Just like Black Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum. Yes. Apparently, he's a character brought from the Star Wars comics to the
Yes.
cinematic universe.
Another bounty hunter that Boba Fett knows because he made a reference to, uh, or at least made like some comment about him that is proof that Boba Fett knows about him
Yeah.
because they're both bounty hunters. And who knows? We might be seeing uh, his comic book. I don't know. Dr. Aphra is a person who's related to him. I just don't know what their relationship is.
Sexual.
Fucking no, bro.
I'm guessing.
Part of her crew. Uh,
Right.
but he could also have been. Uh, he also worked for Jabba the Hutt. In the comics, he fought Kenobi, and it was later hired by Vader, Darth Vader.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, guess we'll see about that.
Right. And guess what? He was working for the Hutt twins.
Yes, more villains. So got the cousins of Jabba, and there are huts on the cars now.
Yes. They were trying to lay claim to Boba's new, uh, turf.
Yep. Well,
Mm.
I guess they wanted to say it was like Jabba's, and then now they've taken it. But yeah, Boba's there, so they've taken Boba's land, uh,
Yeah.
which they are not happy about. No one's very happy about that.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, those are some people. Some new characters in
Wonder
this
what's
series,
gonna
and now
happen with that.
we wonder. Huh?
Yeah.
But I guess right after that sort of short bit, we go back to his flashback to with the Tuscans. and
Yes.
he then he truly becomes like one of them in this episode. Um, I guess we can just jump straight to like the train scene, I guess, because there's nothing really else too notable
There's
that we should touch on
the bit before that. Well, I guess
with the.
the precursor to the train was just like, oh, the scene, the train comes. They were like, oh shit, the train, y'all. Then
Oh
Bub
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
like, oh shit, the train be killing my peeps, y'all.
Yes. Um, and I guess we can just say this train was a Pike Syndicate spice train. So the
Yeah.
Pike Syndicate's here, and I guess if we put two and two together, Pike Syndicate was being run by what's her name? Kira?
Don't remember.
Uh person from Solo a Star Wars story, and then
Darth Maul's friend.
yep. But we know Darth Maul is dead at this point, I think, from Clone Wars.
Yeah, is Clone Wars
So
canon?
I think it is.
Did Disney buy that?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright.
It streams on Disney Plus, so and I remember there was so well, I'm guessing it. I think it's canon.
Okay.
Um but yeah, so I guess she would be in charge of what Maul had with like all the. I don't know too
Oh,
much about
Maul
the stuff
shenanigans.
actually. All those shenanigans, but I think it's like she's now become like the big bad and
She's
taken
like the
it
top dog boss of the
top dog,
crime
yeah, top dog
families,
boss.
I guess.
Yeah, that's it. So and then
Including the
well at the
Huts.
end, yes. And then at the end, what we see when Boba and the Tuscans take the train and tell them to go back to their boss and tell them Tuscan land is taxed now. Perhaps they might be reporting back to Kira.
Yeah. And that might also connect to the Hut thing. Because, crime families, yeah?
Hmm.
So, yeah, the train. So, what happened was when the train was passing over and the Tuscans were observing, the train started to shoot at them.
Yes.
And then a lot of the Tuscans died.
Quite a lot of Tuscans died indeed.
Then Boba was like, damn, bro. The train be killing the Tuscans. We need to stop the train.
Stop the
So he
train.
goes to the elder Tuscan and be like, yo, I'ma stop the train. He's like, you
He
sure you
looks like.
can do that? He
Well,
said,
he's pretty sure.
Boba's like, yeah, bro.
Yeah, he's sure. He's fucking sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Then he steals a bunch of hover bikes from some bikies
Yes.
and trains the Tuscans how to ride them.
He did do that.
And that led to an amazing train heist.
Yes. That train heist was awesome. Such a good scene. Sequence even. It was a really long sequence as well, but it was done really well. Gave
Hell
me
yeah.
It reminded me of like that one Mandalorian episode, but it didn't at the same time because it was just so good. It was so unique and so good. They did do like in the general like cinematography and this direction of everything. It does have like the vibes of those old train heists that we saw in old movies. Uh,
Yeah.
but did it really well. It was really cool.
Oh, something we haven't mentioned is like Boba be training in the ways of Tuscan combat, yo.
He do be, and then at the end, because he's been working with a the like a training stick, I guess.
Yeah.
And then later on, after the train and everything, he gets his own gaffy stick, which he makes. and they do a ceremony, and then he becomes one of the Tuscans, and it's really cool.
Yes, he
He's
definitely earned the stick, and because of that, he's now part of the tribe.
and we see here it's like he becomes part of the family, part of the tribe, compared to in the modern day with the huts, where they think they can just take the previously owned land from their family,
Well, they're
which
part
is
of a
not
family, the Hutt family.
the Hutt family. But then the Hutt family aren't true family. Family is in the Tuscans.
What?
Monkey together strong.
Y- Yeah, I guess
It's
it's
it's,
true.
it's like the Hutts. They just inherit power
Okay, yeah,
and stuff.
they're not a
While
true
the
mafia family. What he did to my son?
yes, uh, but Boba having having become one of the Tuscans, he showed he shows people and he learned what it is to be part of a family like that.
Mm,
So that's like that's like the one thing I was gonna say.
all right. Okay, so that was all great.
Yeah.
What else
Let's
was it?
maybe talk about the other categories because we've talked about only of just writing so far, I guess. Huh?
Yeah, okay.
Cinematographies with spoilers. From the train sequence was done really well.
Yeah, definitely pretty good.
I mean, what's for us to say that you can't see? Go watch the episode if you haven't.
Mm-hmm.
Just admire the work for yourself. Yeah. Guess talking on some editing and visuals though. Um, any particular things you wanted to point out?
Do you want to talk about the funny lizard drug?
Ah, yes, because Mr. Boba Fett was tripping today.
Tripping balls, man. This lizard
Man,
came in
he
my
be tripping. He
nose
took some
and
shit.
shat in my brain.
Yep. Lizard crawled up his nose into his brain, I guess.
Yeah.
And then he started tripping. And then he went to a tree. And then that was where we had like a really cool sequence with the editing with like flashbacks to his past and then things like put over on another. It was just yeah. It was really cool editing on that front. I don't know how else to say it except for you to say to y'all go watch it.
Hmm. A lot of symbolism in that scene.
Yeah.
About his reawakening as a member of a tribe. As it is
Yep.
he was by tripping balls, he was going through the ritual of getting his stick, getting his own stick.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, really cool stuff there. And I guess there's not really much else to talk about in audio and music for spoilers specifically.
Yeah.
Um, any final things you want to talk about in spoilers then?
Um, guess not.
Cool.
Yeah.
In which case, let's move straight on to our final verdicts. Welcome back to everyone who skipped the spoiler zone. Because now we are just going to go straight into our final verdicts. Theo, give us your score.
Right on. So this episode was a banger, y'all. Much better than
Y'all.
the last one, and the story was also banging in this one.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's great. What else should I mention? Go watch it. Give it a solid 9 out of 10, bro.
9 out of 10. That's fair enough. Uh,
Yeah.
I think I I'm considering giving a score lower than 9, just for the reason of it's got room to go.
Hmm.
I wanted to give it room to like become terrific, but it's already terrific. So I think if I don't know if in this series we're gonna have like an episode that we're just gonna straight up give 10 out of
See, the
10.
thing is, like, this episode was so good, so they're either gonna match it or they're gonna be low.
Yeah. So we'll temper our expectations. I'll give it a 9 as well, though, just for this episode. So that's a
Yeah.
combined average of 9 for the second episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Let us know what you thought of this episode in the comments down below. Because we for certain had a great time watching it. I did see that some people they give mixed reviews. People giving like 59 out of 100 on like Metacritic and stuff.
Did you read the
Rotten
reviews?
Tomatoes gave 86%.
Oh, fair enough, I
So
guess. I don't know. What's their
I
reasoning?
don't know.
They just don't
Well,
like Tusken Raiders, man. They're of the
perhaps
Anakin kind.
they the what is I cannot talk today. They are something the minority.
They dislike minorities.
So,
Or are you saying
I
like
don't
they
know
are
the
the
other word for it.
minority? The
Well, I
the
mean,
the vocal
they're
minority.
hating on the minority group, which is the Tuscans. They're hating on the misunderstood minority.
Okay. I thought you meant like they're the minority in the ones who are giving a bad score.
No, no.
No,
Well,
they're
to
just
be
hating
fair, I think
minorities.
it is still a minority that's giving it bad scores, but like, yes. Um,
Tell us what you think.
yeah, you get what I mean. Yeah, and tell us what you mean. What? I'm tripping today. I'm fucking tripping today.
Got the lizard in ya.
I got the listen to me, mate. Gonna end it now so I can stop tripping and maybe go to bed or something. Go watch it. Tell us what you think if you've already watched it, and see you in the next episode. Bye bye.
So yeah.